their religion. I'm not gonna join the Baptist church. That's right. Gonna be a Baptist preacher so that I won't have to work. Well, I'm in the pulpit, jumping up and down, 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 down. Yeah, I'm in the pulpit, jumping up and down. Okay. Well, I've been hollering good news all the miles around. My sister jumped up now. Ooh, she began to grin. Yeah, she did. Well, my sister jumped up. Ooh, she began to grin. To say good Lord have mercy.
Hello. We just thought we'd like to tell you how you can help support this podcast. If you like what we're doing, we've come up with a way to help us support it because there are certain costs involved. And, you know, we can't keep using Joyce's credit card. She's flipped. She's gone off on one. And so we've joined buymeacoffee.com/Finnegans.
So if you want to support the pod, all you need to do is go to that website and there you can buy us a pint.
Buy us a pint. Costly pint, Tom.
It's a £5 for a pint. It's Southern prices. Blame the Tories. That's what I say. Yeah. Or secondly, you can become a member at Finnegan's. And so you give so much a month. And there's 3 different tiers for that. The first tier gets your name in the credits at the end of the podcast. The second tier gets you a shout out during the pod. And finally, the third tier gets you on the wall.
Gets you on the wall, lad. On the wall, lad.
So we've got loads of ideas with the pod, how we want to develop it and see it grow. But if you would like to support us, it's always going to be free, the podcast. But if you'd like to support us, then you can do that by visiting buymeacoffee.com/Finnegans.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Wow.
We're back in the bar. That took you by surprise, didn't it?
There was no counting, was there? You just literally pressed the button. You didn't say, I'm going to do it now.
It surprised me, to be honest, at the end.
What did you do that for?
I just panicked. Why? Was there? Anyway, we're back for season 5. That's like a good TV show, isn't it? That lasts to season 5.
After 5, sometimes the TV shows go a bit rubbish, don't they? They run out of ideas. A bit like you with how to introduce the pod. Yeah.
Well,
you just went for it. You didn't say, we're going now. Are you ready?
Grandad. We have to wait, give him like a 10-minute warning. But anyway, no, I think season 5 is a good thing. I think it's really good. Back.
Do you?
Same place. Same atmosphere.
Same place, yeah. We're on
Finnegan's.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let us know what people are drinking if you're watching live.
Give us a shout if you're in. Yeah.
It's great to have you here. Great to have us watching. We've got Jack. Jack is back for season 5. Believe it or not. There he is. He's even got a camera.
Look at him. It's not hot in here.
Look at him.
It's roasting. Right? Look at him. It's like an Eskimo.
Look at Jack. What are you wearing? What is going on?
Have you got nothing on underneath that top? Wow. So anyway,
I'm sweating just like this.
It is
hot in Finnegan's, isn't it? We won't complain. Last time we were in Finnegan's, we had the heaters on and everything.
It was freezing last time. Yeah. Wow. So go on.
Well, no. What were you going to say?
I don't know.
Well, I was saying coming up on season 5, we've got some great stuff.
Oh, we have got some great stuff, haven't we? We've got our guest tonight. Do we say hello first?
Let's go over and say hello. Who is it?
It's the boss is in, Tom.
It's Phil John. Phil John.
Bishop Phil. Yeah.
Bishop Phil.
The boss is in, so you've got to behave yourself.
This is what we're calling Allan's annual review.
Oh dear.
10 years late. 10 years late.
Look at him. Look at that smile. Look at him. He won't be smiling soon.
I just need to remind you that I'm both of your bosses, so it's Tom's annual review as well.
See, Tom. Think you can do what you want.
Come on. You know the Baptists have struck gold with me, don't you?
We've struck something, Tom. We've definitely struck something.
Yeah.
If you had to rank me and Alan as ministers, who would be higher, would you say?
On what basis? On looks?
He's not even a proper one yet.
No, are you still a
He's a
nam?
I'm a nam.
He's not
nam,
even a nam yet.
He's
He
not
hasn't
even a
quite got
nam.
there yet.
Oh, well, in which case it would have to be Allan.
Ah.
On the basis simply of longevity.
Yeah.
Longevity.
Longevity.
No one thought he would
I can't
last.
spell that.
Although you're probably going to be a greater burden on the pension fund, Tom.
Quite
So
possibly. I'm hoping so. Very good.
Dear.
So
It's
we've
not
got
worth it.
Phil in tonight. That's going to be
Phil's
great.
in,
We're going to get into all of the nitty
All things
gritty
Baptist.
of Baptist life
And my review.
being
the
Alan's
annual
boss.
review. Yeah.
We've got next week. We've got Glenn Marshall. He's
Glenn
the person who
Who trained me.
trained Alan.
Yeah.
9 years for a 3-year course.
he's
So Glenn's got
he's
some
one
stories.
of mine. Yep.
Is he?
You can have a review as well.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, we'll review him as
So,
well. And then
we've got
the
Glenn in.
week after that,
Yeah.
Finnegan's
Oh!
regulars will remember.
Yeah. Legend.
We've got the legend
The
that
legend
is
is
Determination, and you go to bed with satisfaction.
Chazza.
Chazza's back.
You wake up with
Chaz is
determination.
coming
and you
all
go
the
to
way
bed with
from
satisfaction.
Australia to come
He
and
is,
join
he
us for
is.
the evening
Chazza, what a guy.
in Finnegan's. What a guy.
Yeah.
So Chaz is back. Then the week after that, we've got the Love Island special.
We're having a Love Island special, which is dead funny because you don't know what that is.
I've never seen Love Island.
You've never seen Love Island. Have you seen Love Island, Phil?
No. But I guess it's going to involve you wearing a tankini, Alan.
It might do.
Yeah, that'll be
You never
in
know.
itself could be entertaining.
Yeah.
Let-
So,
So
For someone.
we've got loads going on. Let's
Yeah.
see who's in. Jack,
Yeah.
throw some comments up.
who's in, Jack? Come on.
Who's in? Debbie's in. Good evening, Debbie.
Evening, Deb.
Brian, nice to see you, Brian. My dad's watching. Best behavior, please. Alan, Barbara is pleased to be back. She's missed us.
Barbara.
Crumpet
Crumpet
Barbara.
Barbara.
Nice to have you
Yeah.
back in. Is Jim watching tonight, Barbara? Has he swerved us again?
Yeah.
Tony Higgins, nice to have you in. Mark,
Evening, Tony.
proprietor of Waterspoons.
Waterspoons.
He's probably in the bar tonight watching
Waterspoons
this.
beat me. The last game of the season in the head-to-head and Wednesday night at Finnegan's League. And you won the league? Waters, I'm never going to forgive
Do
you.
you know
for
what?
that.
Phil, what would you say is a reasonable amount of time for a Baptist minister to spend on their fantasy football team during work hours?
During work hours?
Yeah.
Oh, none whatsoever. You're obviously busy praying and preparing sermons and visiting the needy and doing all the things that Baptist ministers do. Why?
He's never done one of those things on that list. But I'm going to promise you, guarantee you, Alan spends more time on his fantasy football team than he does on his preaching.
Well, I've heard his preaching, and that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
There you go. See?
Graham. Hello, Graham. Nice to have you in. Chris is in. Miriam's in. We're full in Finnegan's tonight. It's so good to have you all here. Can't see the comments on the screen. Should we be able to? Hopefully you should be able to see them now. Jack,
Should see some of them.
you
put
doing
some
it,
on.
mate? Come on.
There's one there.
I've got
Go on.
subtitles on my screen.
Congratulations, Tom. Someone's put.
Congratulations,
Is that
Tom.
Miriam? I can't see the names.
What am I getting congratulated
I
for?
don't know. Winning the fantasy
Oh, thank you,
head-to-head
Miriam.
league.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also
Very
done a
much.
Dortmund in the other league.
Yeah.
I was like top forever, wasn't I? I was top of the main league.
Yep.
And I lost it on the last game of the season.
Sad
Finished
times.
second.
You won't get any sympathy from me.
Someone you know, your brother-in-law or something.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair.
We've mugged you
You're
right
horrible.
off.
You're
Right
horrible.
off.
Horrible southern
So-
stories.
I reckon actually Fantasy Football League was invented by Arsenal fans
Come on.
because they figured it was the only way they were ever going to win anything.
Well, that's true. It's the only thing
Yeah.
he's ever won.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Hey. What else have you won? Babyface.
I don't need to. I don't need to prove myself. It's
No.
just there, innit? You
Yeah.
didn't win a fantasy football trophy. I did.
I won the Emmanuel
No.
Super League.
Doesn't matter.
I won
Don't
the
try.
Emmanuel
It's
Super
like,
League.
Don't try.
I won that one.
Don't try. Doesn't count.
Like battered.
Okay.
Yeah, you finished
Doesn't
fifth
matter.
in that one.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. So people can watch previous episodes, can't they?
They can watch previous episodes.
So if
There's
you
some
want,
belters out there.
Steve Legg's episode
Yeah.
is doing really well. If you've not seen Steve Legg's episode, then that is well worth a watch. Who else have we got? Annie Spears.
Annie Spears was still my favourite.
If you want to watch a classic Finnegan's content, then
Yeah.
Annie Spears was off the charts.
It was.
She had us. Annie Spears
We had to
had
go
us.
and we
Go
had to
on.
go and do a Eurovision event in the Strand
We
on a
did.
Saturday afternoon at 1:00.
You've heard Alan
Such
talk
is
about
our
the Strand.
popularity.
Yeah.
That we ended up in the Strand at 1:00 to host, not hosting. I don't even know what we were doing.
So we were down on
We
the
were
bill.
filling in.
I knew there was a problem when we arrived, and we were down on the bill as comedy duo.
Yeah. The Strand's not the place for comedy, is it?
I thought we weren't the people for comedy.
The Strand is not the place for comedy.
I thought they'd missold that. And then basically we were given these little sections in between the acts.
Yeah.
We got up and did one. They cut the next one straight away.
We had to interview.
That was it.
We had to interview an opera.
We did opera in the Strand. They were loving it.
In the Strand. Honestly, what's going on? Yeah,
very good. So you can watch it.
Flying.
Also, Ben Jack. One of the more recent episodes.
Ben Jack,
but we've got a bone to pick with Ben Jack.
Yeah, Ben, if you're watching, lads, where's our song?
He was going to do us a song.
He was going to do us a mashup of Who's the King of the Jungle and Sandstorm, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I think that's what
he didn't
said.
do it, did he?
He hasn't done it, no.
He's had a baby in that period of time.
He's had a baby. Yeah. People have babies every day.
No, but
Jack.
it's the first one. His name's Ben. That's Jack. Ben.
Well, I call him Jack now.
DJ Jack. So he's had a baby, to be fair. But anyway, I've had to go. You've had to go. So what was it going to be?
It's Sandstorm. And Who's the King of the Jungle?
Do you want to hear this?
Yeah, come on. Let's.
Are you ready for this, Phil? Are you familiar with the works of Darude?
No, but I'm going to become very shortly.
Here we go. Are you ready? Watch this. Wait for it. This is a mashup. Who's the King of the Jungle? Wait for it to drop. Who is the King of the Jungle? How good's that?
I'll tell you,
I don't know. I think that's pretty good.
That was the best.
I think that's good. Do you know that song, Phil? Who's the King of the Jungle?
I'm afraid I do, yeah.
Annie Spears.
Annie Spears wrote that.
Annie Spears wrote it.
Did you not know that?
14.
You're joking. Do you know,
lots of money off
that. Well, I actually, there's an interesting, because that was the very first song I was working in a place down in South London with a lot of people who actually had real literacy issues, and it was the first song we ever did because you can actually do all the words with symbols. So so I actually did.
Give us a little bit of that.
Well,
you said
question mark.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We've got it.
Question mark crown, and then a jungle, and then question mark crown, and then a jungle.
Oh.
And so it was sort of
very good.
So we used to sing that. The kids loved
definitely
it.
should show us.
Go on. All right, here we go.
Well, how can I show
the first bit? Yeah.
Oh, it was camera. You're on camera.
I'm on camera. Yeah. No, it was like a video. What do you mean? I'm supposed to show you? No, it didn't do actions. They did it on a.
These kids didn't learn a thing, did they? These kids did not learn a thing.
You are so last century. You don't do actions.
You had the flannel graphs in last century.
Yeah, we did flannel graphs, but we No, it wasn't actions. We did it like, instead of putting the words on the screen, we put symbols on the screen, so they knew the words. So question mark crown jungle, question mark crown jungle. Action. I mean, no one does actions anymore. Anyway, you don't call them actions now. You call it interpretive dance, don't you?
We don't.
Allan could do some interpretive dance for us.
Go on, Allan.
Yeah.
It's the King of the Jungle.
No, that's.
Oh God, that's You're still doing Darude. You had the same dance move for Darude and King of the Jungle.
It's a brilliant mashup.
There's loads of moves in interpretive dance. There's like emptying the top shelf of the airing cupboards. That's a good one. Well, that's that one, isn't it? You know, I've got this microphone in the way. I
don't think that's the problem, Phil.
And then there's changing the duvet.
Changing the duvet.
Yeah, there's loads of interpretive dance moves.
Go on, do that once more. But let me give you a bit
changing
of
the duvet. I'm sorry, I'm bashing my microphone.
Changing the duvet.
There's not a lot of room in it. I put the new duvet in there. Take the duvet down from the airing cupboard. Yeah, I'm an expert on interpretive dance.
Yeah, you've cracked that. Like,
I used to work in a hotel, so I know how to change beds, so that's why I'm so good at it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Laura Jump. Who's Laura Jump?
Oh, that's my daughter.
Is it? She's watching.
Oh,
she wishes she wasn't after those dance moves.
Sorry, Laura.
Sorry, Laura. You're used to it.
Interpretive dance.
You're used to it.
This must happen every Christmas.
Laura says she remembers dancing to this. Does she mean?
Oh, I tell you what, Laura,
she must mean
Darude. Her favourite actually is "Reach" by S Club 7. If you've got S Club 7 "Reach," that's her all-time favourite song.
We haven't.
It's not. We're not DJs, mate. This is not. We're not doing requests.
Well, what do you do? You don't do much.
I've got one song. I've got one
song and a microphone. Yeah.
That's all I've needed.
And we've got this thing that we bought this
this
roadcaster.
thing that we
Still
bought.
trying to pay for it.
Still trying to pay for it because we didn't win the Baptist Insurance Tales of Technology.
Hang on.
Yeah.
As we've got you here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go on.
So we entered a competition, Tales of Technology,
Tales of Technology.
the
Yeah.
Baptist competition.
The Baptist competition.
A little hint, a little
Yeah.
forewarning.
Yeah.
Baptists aren't the most technological people I've ever met.
No.
Is
Some
that
of them
fair
are.
to say?
Some of them are.
And we didn't even get placed.
We didn't even get placed.
And before it happened, Phil spoke to Allan and said, "Don't worry, lads, I'm judging this one."
Oh, that's
said,
and
you
then
know,
we
the
lost.
flow. And we lost.
I was not a judge. I was not a judge. I was a judge once on a Christian radio awards, but I've never been a judge for Baptist Insurance
okay, all
Awards.
right.
No.
Well, we won't blame you then.
No.
Josh
They're still
Dignam's in.
fuming.
They probably have a loss adjuster doing the judging on that.
Yeah,
It's
well,
an
there you
insurance
go.
company. Yeah.
We lost.
We lost.
We had to
Yeah.
adjust
Is it
to that.
insured? That's the
700, 750 quid.
Oh,
we
yeah, we're
lost.
not
Yeah.
giving them our business on the insurance if they won't even pay for it.
No, they're not insuring it. No.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Pete
anyway.
Pete does the action songs at Emmanuel, so he's kicking off there.
Oh no,
You
Pete.
know,
Doesn't, oh well, maybe. Yep. Okay, Pete. We love it. We're loving actions.
Josh
Yeah.
Dignam says he misses your Rice Krispie cakes. I don't know if that's
Oh
Is
yeah.
what's that all
My
about?
Rice Krispie cakes. Well, yeah. They're
That'll be that NWBA
They're the
weekend thing.
NWBA Youth Weekend. Yeah, I
You
can
went
do the
on once.
recipe if anybody
Oh,
wants
yeah, I
the
remember.
recipe. 2 blocks of butter, 1 bag of sugar.
all right. We'll stop
One
there.
tin of
And
syrup.
Dan Bellamy's in. Dan Bellamy wants to know.
Yeah,
Hey,
make
is there
your
anybody
own,
there? I
Josh.
don't
Come
know if
on,
he can
Josh.
hear
Make
us or
your
not.
own crispy cakes now. You're a big lad. You don't need me to make them for you anymore.
All right. Okay. Evening, Dan. Nice to have you
Evening,
watching.
Dan.
I said I'd give Dan a shout out today. So, Dan,
as soon as you go
nice
into
to have you
cooking,
here,
they
mate.
cook you out.
Right. Okay. I didn't think we'd get into recipes this quickly, Phil.
Oh, so recipes are coming. I didn't think we'd get into recipes this quickly.
Yeah, we
That's
knew
a bit
at some
scary,
point.
Yeah.
Here we go. Listen to this.
What?
Laura Jump. He used to get his guitar out and jam as well as the actions.
Yeah, and that takes some doing to play the guitar and do the actions, I'll tell you.
Laura, if you've got any embarrassing dad stories that you want to throw
they're
our way,
fabulous.
Laura, isn't it
come on.
about
just
time you
stick
went to
him-
work?
Stick them in the comments
if you make
section.
any dad comments, I'll tell everybody what you do for a living.
Oh, crikey.
Dear me. This has
Actually,
gone dark.
That is a really good story. Actually, I've got a good story on that one. I'll tell you later.
Anyway,
We look forward to it.
we've got something new, haven't we, Tom?
Oh, yes. Look at this.
What?
We've had beer mats printed.
Oh, look at
Look
that.
at those.
Look at them. Look at them.
And you can get one of these if you support, well, we'll give you a pack of 10, won't we? If you support Finnegan's at buymeacoffee.com/Finnegans, you can drink your drink.
Off one
Off
of
of-
them.
Alan's and mine face.
Yeah,
My face got
yeah.
cold sores all over
I mean,
it.
if you give us enough, you can literally put your pint on my head.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So let me get this straight. This is we can get you two off your face.
that's it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
literally. Yeah.
that's
There's
great.
only a
You've
limit.
got to have a reason to sack us, Phil.
Yeah, I found them off their faces with drinks. Yeah,
There's a limited number of those. So
They're
get
all
on it.
limited, yeah.
but if you run
know,
out, I've got some beer mats that promote
buymeacoffee.com.
mine. Did I mention my new book?
/Finnegan.
We'll get to the book. Has everyone
We'll
come on
get
here
to
and they
the
want to
book.
talk about their books?
Go on, let's talk
No,
about themselves.
so you
don't
can
they?
read. Who cares?
Yeah. Spell and everything.
What's your book called, Phil?
My book.
Oh no!
You'll
Don't
have
tell
to
us. I
wait.
don't
Yeah.
care.
We'll wait after.
It's available on Amazon.
You wait. No, don't. He's not selling
Oh.
a single book.
We're also looking for our nugget of the week this week.
Our nugget of the week is going to get some beer mats.
Yeah, we'll get the beer mats.
Laura, if you give us an embarrassing story about your dad,
I'll personally drop them off because I
We-
know where you live. I'm stalking it on. Don't worry about that. But
so that's it. You could be nugget of the week if you have the best comment of the evening.
yeah, best comments of the evening. Get some beer mats.
So throw them in there. And
Yeah.
while you're at it, why not give this video a share? Why wouldn't you want your friends to know you watch this?
How long have you got?
And give us a like, and
Give
if you're
us-
on YouTube, a subscribe would be
That's
good.
it.
You know,
Come and
that's how
join
it
it.
gets seen more, isn't it?
Come and join the Nugget Army.
Yeah, the Nuggets Army. I like
We're there,
that.
aren't
eh?
we?
Yeah, Tom's Nuggets.
So
That got you, didn't it?
Yeah.
since we were last together,
Yeah.
I've been on holiday.
You have
I
been
went on holiday
You went on holiday.
and I tried
Hey.
the old Finnegan pose by the pool.
I thought you were going to give me stick for being on holiday. Then I was going to say you went on
I
holiday.
went
You
on
went on
holiday.
holiday for ages.
2 weeks.
Oh, shut up!
2 weeks.
You're away all the time.
What are you?
I can't-
Don't say
I can't
this
get
now
you.
because he's here. You're trying to. Everyone knows Alan.
He's like Lord Sugar. One of us is getting fired. So this is the boardroom. It's every man for
We're
themselves.
fighting for our lives.
Yeah.
You can't just lie. Jesus is watching.
You're
Yeah,
fired.
he's not watching anyway.
He's not watching this.
He's not watching
Even
this.
Jesus wouldn't be watching this.
No.
He's like, I could. I'm omnipresent.
Yeah.
But I just don't want
I'm
to.
not. There's some things I forget, like sin.
Here we go. Laura's got a story.
Oh,
Let's have a look.
hang on.
Laura
We haven't
throwing
got
it
to
in
your
there.
Halsey story yet.
I broke my arm many times as a child. Okay, interesting. Let's
That's
see
what
where
we
this
told
goes.
social services anyway. Yeah.
On the third occasion, Dad was convinced it was not broken, so decided to prove this by pulling me out of the caravan sight pool by the arm.
Whoa.
I've done a safeguarding course,
Yeah.
Phil,
Yeah.
part of the job as a minister.
Yeah.
He's not done it.
I've done level 3. You haven't.
And I know that's an issue.
You haven't done level 3.
Shh. It's not all about levels, is it?
I think
we
it
all,
might
we all
is.
get there at our own
Yeah.
our own pace. A week later in A&E, we had it confirmed as a break. What is worse, it was on the. She's just put ...
No, it's still there. It's
Oh, what does it say?
Too big. What's it say, Jack? Come on, tell us.
It says under there.
Oh, okay.
We can't see.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. What was worse, it was on the underneath of the bone,
Yeah.
so presented as a defense wound.
Oh!
The plot
I told you
thickens.
social services were involved. It was though. It wasn't a defense. It was because actually it wasn't set right. The second time she broke it.
Oh, I
And-
see.
and the
Phil,
doctor
you're
said
blaming the
it was always
NHS.
gonna
Yeah.
break
I
again.
clap for the NHS. Phil.
It was always going to break
I was out there
again.
with me trays and everything. Hands.
Good, Laura. At the moment, you're
Laura,
winning nugget
yeah,
of the
Laura,
week. With
she's
that.
on the
Nuggets,
nuggets of the
yeah.
week after
She
that.
is.
Your dad
If
breaking
you-
your arms.
Yeah, social services are on their way now to see me.
Bet you behaved yourself though after that, didn't you?
It didn't.
Who
I
do
don't
we
think what
contact,
She said
Phil?
she was fine.
Who do we contact in the NWBA to report a safeguarding concern?
Me. No, the Reverend Tim Presswood.
Oh,
President Tim.
President.
Tim, yeah.
El Presidente.
El
We'll have to get him on
Presidente.
another time, won't we? So I was on holiday.
Yeah.
You saw my photo and you made a comment about my feet.
Your feet. You should have got the photo up.
I'm
you
not
haven't
putting
done it,
that
have
up.
you? You won't
You
put
can
it
look
up.
on my Facebook.
Go on his
page.
Facebook and look at his feet. His feet are like E.T.'s fingers. They're massive. He's got the biggest toes I've ever seen in my life. His
Yeah.
toes are bigger than my fingers. His toes.
I can change the TV channel with them. That it does come in useful. And
Have you got a remote now?
I've
Get some batteries, you meth.
Yeah.
I can reach.
Well, come on then. Let's have
I'm
a
not
look.
getting my
Go
toes
on,
out,
get
but
your
I'll show you my
toes out.
fingers. Look at that.
No, they're lovely fingers.
No,
Get-
but look, put
come
them
on.
against Alan's hands. I've got like an extra knuckle there. See?
They're-
E.T.'s
they're
fingers.
big fingers. Then.
Yeah,
I
but
could have
you
stunt
want to
doubled.
see his toes.
Well,
I
His
could have
toes.
stunt. I'm not
Strangely
getting
enough,
my
I
feet
don't,
out.
but I think the view in public might.
Well, get on his Facebook account. Get on your Facebook.
All right, can we have a look
Have
on his Facebook?
Yeah,
His
have a look
toes.
on his Facebook while you're looking.
Laura said that she's 27 and her arm's still broken.
Oh.
Yeah, she's going for the sub stories now.
Yeah.
she is. Bless her.
Yeah.
So, also, basically, just a quick story.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I'd tell you about my holiday. I'd basically come and I was quite stressed going into the holiday. You wish what you need you need a holiday, don't you? I worked.
You need a holiday if you work with Finnegan.
I was working
don't you?
so
Yeah.
hard, Phil. So
Yeah.
hard.
So
I've been
hard,
grafting.
yeah.
So, Phil, some people would say I was doing the work of two men.
Yeah.
I'm working very hard. So I was stressed. I was so stressed. I was on
Yeah.
holiday. I yawned in bed and I
you
pulled
said
my
you
back.
sneezed.
I sneezed.
You
I can't
sneezed.
know if I sneezed or I can't remember.
You said sneezed before. Make
I
your mind up.
sneezed and I pulled my back.
You sneezed. and
I've
pulled
heard an
it back.
awful lot of reasons why people have pulled their back in bed, but no one's ever told me before. I
I
sneezed.
sneezed and pulled my back. So my lovely wife booked me in for a massage.
Yeah.
So why are you laughing?
I just
know.
don't know where this is
I
going.
don't wanna
but it
say.
My
makes me,
lovely
yeah.
wife booked me in for
Can
a
I just-
massage.
have you got more than one wife? This is the lovely wife
This
as
is
opposed to. I'm looking for a reason to sack one of you. I just want to check this out.
Yeah.
My
I've
love-
only got one wife.
Yeah, is your what? You haven't got a lovely wife as well.
I've got everything.
You got
She's not
everything.
watching. So I can say what I want.
Oh, that's fair enough,
Emma will
then.
be watching this. She's got
Emma
no
is
chance.
watching. So I went for the massage
Yeah.
and it was at the pool type thing. So
In
I wore,
Bulgaria.
yeah. So I wore my swimming trunks to the massage.
Yeah.
That's you too.
I thought I've got enough. There's plenty
Enough
of skin
going on.
I've got trunks on.
Yeah.
Allan's trunks that I borrowed because he's got loads and never give them back. And and so I went for the massage. I got there, and the fellow who's doing the massage basically said,
Fella.
"Yeah, I know. I don't know what. Yeah,
I don't know what you think about that.
I don't know what's normal in these scenarios, but it was a fella.
The only massage I had was a fella as well.
Yeah, but that was in Turkey or something,
Turkey,
like
yeah.
that, where it's a bit more physical.
Physical?
They knock you,
Dear me.
not in that way.
No,
Like
it was physical.
They knock you around like a fight, don't they?
I got battered.
Yeah, they
It
knock
was like
you
going
around
through
and that
a
kind of
car
thing.
wash. It was literally like going through a car wash. They sort of oiled the slab, throw you on it, you slide off the other end and fall off. Fell off. Then he jumps on your back, start belting you.
I don't think.
And then he's got like this big mad towel thing, which has got all
I've had
bubbles
that.
in it.
They blow it up and then whip you
And
with
then
it.
batter you with
Yeah.
it. They batter you with the towel.
But
I
this-
was like, this is not enjoyable.
No, that's not enjoyable. But like a day later, once you've recovered, you feel good.
No, I had bruises. I had proper bruises.
Well, mine was a de-stress massage. Anyway, so I went in looking forward, going to de-stress. He basically said, you can't wear your swim shorts for this. So I was thinking, okay. So he said,
what did you do?
He said, don't worry. I've got a pair of pants I can get for you. So he went and brought me pants, and they were like in a disposable sort of plastic thing.
Were they see-through?
So he said, I'll just pop out for a second.
You fell for the oldest trick in the boot here, haven't you? Don't worry. Just put these on.
I was starting to think, is this a stitch up? Is Allan filming this somewhere? Because anyway, the fella said, you just change into these, and then he said, I'll go out first. You change into these, I'll be back in. So I opened them up. Honestly, they were tiny pants, like really small pants. So this is supposed to be de-stressing me, and I'm freaking out. Like, what do I do? Do I just walk away at this point, or like, is that weird, or anything? So anyway, I tried the pants.
So you went for it,
I
didn't
went
you?
for the pants. Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened?
It was, well, I just felt aware that the pants weren't covering
Enough.
everything.
How close to the pants did his hands go?
Well, I'm not getting into those kind of conversations. But
Why not?
it was the
Was it intimidating?
It wasn't
It
de-stressing.
wasn't relaxing.
It wasn't.
Phil,
But anyway,
it's definitely him getting sacked.
so I've
next
come.
time. It's gotta be.
I think you're currently in the lead, so I'm after that.
I'm just laying them up for you,
Yeah.
Phil. I'm just laying them up for
Alan
you.
nearly got it, but he did
Yeah.
then say he didn't enjoy it. So I think
No,
that
I
was
didn't enjoy
that
it
was
at all.
helpful actually.
Yeah.
That's good, Alan. It was.
You've also had your birthday.
I've had my birthday.
Yeah, look at it. Look at this.
Yeah.
If any guess, see, apart from Emma, although she may not remember, see if you can guess how old I am.
Ah, it
Let's
must
see the
be-
comments coming
Where's
up.
that come from?
Yeah.
Easy.
You haven't got a little bit of bum fluff coming
It's
on.
coming
have you,
on,
Tom?
mate,
Oh,
it's
good
coming
lad.
on.
He started finally.
Phil, how old do you think I would be?
I don't know, Tom, but I
14.
was going to say, I'm not sure you're old enough to be a Baptist minister. Actually, that could be the problem.
The youngest one?
The youngest ever the youngest looking. You must be, I reckon you must be 14 now.
Yeah.
Coming on.
Thereabouts.
Yeah, near about, yeah. So
Yeah.
you're a teenager now.
I
Big
am.
boy, big boy.
Anyone can guess in the comments how old I am.
That's probably
Let's
why
see
the
what
pants
How
were
old,
so...
Tom? Come on.
He
Let's
probably
see.
gave you the children's pair. That's why they were so small, Tom.
Here we go. Let's see what the comments are doing. Wills Gardner's in for the evening. Nice to see you,
Oh,
Wills. He
Wills.
said,
Will.
great to have you back after 7 weeks. Really missed you both.
7.
He was counting.
12.
Was it 12? Oh, you got it wrong.
What scares me when
Was
I
it
was looking
12?
for your feet.
It's not. It was well more than 7.
He's saying it felt like 7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it felt like 7.
7.
He didn't
Yeah.
miss us that much then, did he?
No, it didn't. It felt like less time than you were away. Okay. What else is going on? Chris is saying you should see Pete's feet. Here we go.
Pete's
There
feet.
should be government safety
Give
warning.
us a picture.
Minging. Minging's
Honestly-
not a word you hear
honestly,
very often.
Chris.
I mean, my toes are big, but I wouldn't say they're unattractive.
You what? I've seen scarecrows' feet look better than yours.
Scarecrows don't have feet.
They do.
What?
But they wouldn't look real.
A chiropodist would need an angle grinder. That's what Chris said about Pete's feet. Wills is in the back garden. Nice to have you there, Will. Keith Parr.
Keith Parr's in.
Keith Parr.
He's
Oh,
another one that you've got
He's
rid of,
looking
isn't
very
he?
svelte, young Keith. I saw Keith
Is
over
he?
the weekend. Yeah,
What's he saying?
he's doing good.
I'm down south and struggling to understand Alan and Phil. Can Tory Tom do subtitles
Oh, that's harsh.
or even better voice dubbing?
Keith's
Not even what?
Better voice
Voice
dubbing. Don't pretend like you can't understand what I'm
voice
saying.
dubbing. Sorry,
I can't
Keith.
understand what you say.
Very
Can
good.
anyone in here understand him?
Everyone, I speak the Queen's English.
Oh, do you?
Excuse me, Tom. The Queen is no longer with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's. I speak the
Queen's
King's.
dead.
The King's English. Stay relevant, Tom. Come on.
Yeah.
Tom's wearing Pampers. It was a bit like that, Ray. It was a bit like that. Budgie smugglers. Do you get that one?
I do get that one.
Okay.
I don't wear them. I bet you've got Budgie smugglers.
Now, Sparrow smugglers is that?
Haven't you?
Here we go. The guesses. Miriam said 34.
Not
Good
not
guess.
answer.
Steve said 31. Thank you, Steve. Very good. Craig, nice. Craig, you're
Craig's
in. Back
Craig,
in, Craig.
what's
33. 32, Mike. Thank you, guys. Evening, Stacey. Nice to have you here. I'm actually, Stacey, 39.
Well done, Stacey.
What are you thinking?
You're the
Stacey's
closest.
39.
What are you thinking?
You're the closest, Stacey.
I'm 38, actually.
Yeah. You don't look it.
Oh, someone's saying 37.
That's close. 83 from Keith Parr.
No,
I'm
that-
glad you sacked
No,
him.
Keith, you're not
I'd had
supposed-
enough. We'd all had enough, to be honest.
Keith, we're
He
asking
needed to go.
Keith, we're asking what Tom's age is, Keith, not yours.
Not Phil's.
Yeah, no. Hey,
Anyway.
Dear me. Anyway, we better introduce our guest of the
We
week.
bet
haven't
he's
we?
back. He's still here. He's still
I'm
here.
still
We
here.
tried to get rid of him, but he's still here. Phil, mate,
Phil.
I'm here.
you're,
Tom,
it's
mate,
great to have you
He's
here.
trying to get me back. Yeah, mate. Yeah, no, you get an extra point
You're
for
right,
that.
mate.
Yeah, Phil, what's that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a nugget.
He's been prepped beforehand.
I've not been prepped. So it's a what,
What is it? What would you call that?
I'd call it. Well, it's a nugget.
It's a nugget, isn't it?
bad for your teeth.
It's nugget.
Yeah, it's nugget. Yeah, it's a nugget.
Nugget.
bar.
Nugget. Yeah.
Nugget.
There you go.
What is it?
Settled by the regional Baptist Bishop.
Well, what else?
Minister.
What is this? To settle? You've lost me here.
Well,
He knows.
What do you call
he
it?
knows.
he hasn't seen this before.
Oh, right.
He's
do
not
you
watched
call
it.
it?
That's why I agreed to come on it.
Yeah.
That's true, that, yeah.
That's nougat.
Oh, behave.
Honest.
Nougat.
Honest.
Is that what you told the little
Nougat.
Turkish master? Is it? Oh, I've got nougat. Have you got any nougat? I'm surprised I gave you. Yeah,
Not
goodness
surprised to
me.
give you a little pair of
That's,
checks.
the question's been asked now, Phil.
Nougat.
Laura said it was Dad's birthday
It was my birthday.
last week. Can anyone guess how old he is?
Oh, Lord.
So let's
thank
play this
you.
game
Oh,
now.
no.
Put that camera on Phil now,
thank
Jack.
you, everybody.
I'll
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, go
Look
on.
at those.
62.
No, you're wrong.
Oh.
That could be an answer, but it's not the right answer. But it could be the right answer if the question was asked in a different way.
Well,
That's really complicated. Alan's out for the night now while he
Me,
thinks
Tom.
that one.
I've got to go
Yeah.
on.
62. If the question was answered a different
Yeah,
way, like
so
how
the-
old were you last year?
No,
Yeah.
no. If you said,
No,
what's the other way?
the
Hey,
year before.
what year were you born?
Oh,
Ah,
1962. So that makes him
61.
61. I've got a bus pass.
Very
Yay.
good.
Yes.
very good. Do you use it? You don't travel
no, I
with
don't
common
use it.
people.
If this is really actually this really upset me
Go on.
because we were on holiday last summer and my youngest daughter said to me, we were, as you do now, you book to go to all these theme parks and everything online. And she kept saying to me, Dad, you're over 60 now. We can get you a cheap ticket because you can have an over 60s ticket.
Mhm.
So I said, well, that's, anything to save money. That's me. And but I said, well, I better make sure to take my driving license because they're bound to want to check. I was never asked once to
No.
produce that. That was very, very painful. So, yeah.
It's like when you're buying beer and they don't ask you if you're over 25,
no,
isn't it?
glue as well. Yeah, it's that. I've stopped that now.
I go, aren't you going to ask? And they go,
Yeah.
no.
Do you know what else? This is really
You
upsetting.
wouldn't have even be able to buy
What
beer.
really upset me was I was in B&Q and I got my B&Q club card out. And the
Crikey.
woman said, I'm terribly sorry, sir, the over 60s, 65 card is only on Wednesdays.
Oh,
And I said, it's not an over 65 card, it's a club card.
That's
So
what,
she thought I was a 65.
Mm.
It's a
So,
bit scary. I look like me dad.
Did the nougat thing though? Did you see someone tagged us in?
that's it, yeah.
Do you wanna
That's it.
see?
Let's see
Watch
it.
this.
Watch this. Watch this.
Dave and his wife Shirley.
It says
They're
Gogglebox.
99p and they
Not seen it
fall.
before.
Shirley's sensible.
Ah, you got
Yeah.
them.
Send it up.
I know I've
lovely,
seen
aye.
them.
They're like nougat.
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, you wanna taste this?
Nugget, no nougat.
What?
You said nougat.
What is
Nug-
nougat?
It's nugget.
Look, Cheryl.
No. Nougat. I've never heard of nougat. I've heard
Neither
of
have I.
nugget,
Neither have I,
but
Shirley girl.
not nougat. You're making it up now, Dave.
A lot of people call it nougat.
Well, put it this way. I wouldn't be going in a shop and asking for nougat.
That's right,
You've never
Shirley.
heard of filet mignon?
Can't even
I
say it.
know, because you're
Filet
taking the
mignon.
piss now.
We got tagged in that, didn't we?
We got tagged in that, yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
Gogglebox.
quite interesting actually because I was watching the subtitles there.
Okay.
And when he was saying nugget, it came up nugget. And when she said nougat, it went no. So sorry, Tom. Sorry,
there you
Tom.
go.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Subtitles are auto-generated, son.
Yeah.
Look at Laura though.
Google
Laura's
says-
saying,
Oh, no.
Laura's saying,
Laura jumping, yeah.
definitely nougat. Sorry, Dad.
That child. Well, she's living in. She's living in.
Is she living down
She's
south?
down West Midlands. Sort
There
of
you
ish,
go.
yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Laura.
that's the problem.
I
Yeah,
like
that's the
Laura.
problem.
She was
They
born
don't
in
know
Croydon.
how to
She was
talk.
born in Croydon. She's born in Surrey. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
So
yeah.
there you go.
There we
That's
go.
what
She
it
was
is.
born in Surrey.
Don't know
yeah,
how to
so
speak
it's-
down there,
No, they
Phil.
don't at all. No,
You failed as a father there.
I did. I had to bring her back to
No
get
wonder
her
you had to break
reprogrammed.
her arms, mate. I'm telling you.
I didn't. She managed to break them herself.
I love that he had to correct you just in case. It's like,
Wait, that ends up as a clip on Instagram.
I can't wait for it.
we cut it on the bit. Like, we
guess
cut
what?
it right there.
Someone is going to
Yeah.
get sacked tonight, and it's not Alan or Tom.
Do you know what? By the end of the night, we could be the regional team for the Northwest.
We could be the only ones left. No, Presidente's got off.
Well,
He's got to be the president. Yeah.
Yeah.
so, but you have had prior with Alan,
I've had
Phil,
prior with Alan.
prior, where I'm
Prior.
surprised
Prior.
if you were picking between us, because I know that you have had to field many a complaint letter with regards to Alan Finnegan, hasn't he? And
I
this
don't
is
know.
I
Confidential,
do. Yeah, it's
Tom.
confidential. All my complaints. Well, Alan did have a brief visit to Britain's Got Talent.
Very brief.
Yeah, it was named shortly afterwards. Britain hasn't got talent, but yeah, and it's kind of interesting because clearly some people felt this was. So I did get a few letters of complaints about, and then I think some of your comedy shows, or not that many, Alan, not that many, but some of your comedy shows, some of your, I kind of love it because I love it. I mean, sorry, but people write and they tell you what he said, but they sort of do it, absolutely to the letter rather than in the mood of the comedy, and it's just very funny. But yeah, we have had a few complaints about Alan, but none of
my
them
favourites were I received a couple in the post.
In the post,
like not even
on
like
little
someone
flowery paper.
wrote a letter.
Yeah,
I wrote back and said I agree.
I was impressed at the like commitment.
I don't know why they don't
complain.
Why don't they just click the thumbs down? I mean, that's quicker, and that's actually got more influence.
The commitment to complain, writing a letter,
that's
finding
big,
an envelope, getting a stamp.
Know
what I mean? Going to the post box.
Yeah, and a stamp now with a barcode, not a barcode, a QR code. Yeah, it's serious. So yeah. I have
play to whatever the name was from Southport. Can't remember the name.
Lovely lady. We stayed friends.
Yeah.
But also, I've heard that you committed some shenanigans at conferences and things like that. So I think.
Well, I got the blame.
Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, you did get me into a lot of trouble over
I
that.
did not get you into trouble.
You did.
No, well, it wasn't my fault.
What do you mean it wasn't your fault? You took my iPad. You.
Do you want me to tell my side of the story?
Alan, you tell your side of the story, and then I'll tell my side.
I've done a beautiful thing here. I'm going to step back and let you boys figure it out. I respect you both.
Grasped,
equally.
But didn't tell the right story.
Go on.
Right? Because somebody else picked your iPad up. Okay?
Yeah.
I was nearly going to say who it was. And they were going to write something on Facebook, but you had it password protected, Facebook. So they were like, oh, and I went, has he got Twitter? Because Twitter was brand new at the time, right? And I went, I bet your Twitter's not password protected. And they went, oh, I don't know, we are. And passed me the iPad. So I looked at it and went, oh, no, yeah, look, here. And we just had a session where they'd had feedback on how they were doing as an association and all that.
You're asking for Alan's feedback.
No, everyone's feedback.
Everyone else's feedback. Yeah.
And all I put was, really enjoyed the last session, even though everyone said I'm rubbish at me job. Sweet.
And then you said that. God, is that the bit you remember?
That's what I done.
And then you told them I was resigning because I was so.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
But actually, Alan, that's really nice. But you did actually then write me a letter of confession and apology. Either way, so you can't tell me you didn't do it because you rang me up and told you did.
It wasn't my fault.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. I just did it.
I was a symptom.
You were a symptom.
Yeah, someone else was going to do it. and they weren't.
so
No,
you did
that's
they
like in
couldn't do it.
school, isn't it? Where
That's
they're trying to,
vicarious. Yeah.
No, it's like what you
push
do to me all the time now. You just egg me on until I go, and then
Well,
I get
Alan,
into it. Like you sit there
Alan,
like
you
an
can't get
angel.
out of this
that's it.
one.
I'm
though.
afraid, Alan, you've now gone to the top of the list for getting sacked.
Thank
'cause
you.
You have to take responsibility when you're a
Ah.
Baptist
I took
minister.
responsibility,
you
I rang
take
you up.
No, that was no. But
Yeah.
you're not taking responsibility for your actions, naughty boy.
And that it
Yeah.
came on the back of it was the year Andrew Funnell was retiring,
Yeah,
and they were sending the retirement cards around,
yeah.
and I wrote in the card, "Retired. I thought you were dead." Which apparently ruined the whole card. And they had to do another one because some idiot wrote something in the card, and I went, "That'll be me." I signed it.
Yeah. Yeah, so
it was a
we
good
have had a
weekend.
lot of previous with Alan.
I know.
yeah.
And you've never had to discipline me, Phil. So that's
I got that Turkish fella to do it for me. Not yet,
dear
Tom.
me.
Not yet. I haven't had to discipline you yet.
Yet.
Yeah. But my email address is available if viewers want to send letters of complaint about Tom. I'll happily. We could
What
actually
is
have
it, Phil? At
nwba.org.uk. Yeah. And you can also get copies of my new book if you send me an email.
for free.
No.
I love.
You're joking. Yeah. Buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee and a copy of philsbook.com.
If you buy us a coffee or a pint, Finnegan's, you get a free copy of Phil's book.
Oh,
Don't
Phil.
they, Phil?
No, that's not what you get. No, that's you get a free drink, Matt, of Phil's book.
Oh,
Phil,
dear.
Yes, Tom.
I'm going to ask you a semi-serious question.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to change the tone. Like,
Like a ninja.
how did you become a Christian? How did that happen? Was that always a thing? Because now you're like regional minister extraordinaire.
You're like the Pope.
Do you have to be?
Yeah.
Do you have to be a Christian to be a regional?
This
Yeah,
really
no,
is
but
debatable.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I mean I find it fascinating because I meet a lot of people, who've got these amazing stories of sort of transformation in life and things. But I kind of grew up. And I often joke I was a Baptist before I was a Christian. I grew up in a family. Half my family went to church.
Okay.
So I was kind of in that environment really for all of my life. And I mean, to be honest, I think like most kids, some of it was not great, if I'm honest. But I don't know. It's so I kind of I can remember vividly the day when I said, look, this is for me. This is, and I realized it was more than just being in that environment. And yeah, I mean, it was in those old-fashioned days when you made an appeal and people went to the front. And so that was me. I just remember listening one, and it was kind of funny because our minister at the time had done this on the first Sunday of the year, and he'd made this appeal. And all these people had gone forward. And a couple of my mates went forward, and I'm kind of sitting there going, you look daft. I'm not. You never get me doing that. And it was really interesting because over the course of the next few weeks, this minister just kept making these appeals. And every time one of my mates...
Don't give in, Judy.
No, they don't. And every night, one of my mates are going, oh, look at the idiot. They'll all look stupid standing there. They never catch me doing that. And interesting, the night, the first group were baptized. And I can't honestly... I don't know what happened, if I'm honest. But I knew as that service took place that at the end of it, I was going to go forward, even if the guy hadn't given an appeal. And so that was the moment, really, when all this stuff, all this upbringing, all of this, I'm very, very fortunate. Wonderful parents, grandparents, great family, taught me so much, supported me, all the positive things of being in that environment. But nonetheless, reaching that place where, for me, this has got to be. And again, if you'd have told me then I was going to end up being a minister or a regional minister, then
because you went into shipbuilding,
I
didn't
did,
you? Engineering.
I was shipbuilding. I did a degree at Liverpool Poly, as it was then, John Moores University, as it's now. I was a marine engineer. Was really good at my job. Was earning lots of money. Was enjoying all of the company car, all of that kind of stuff.
Become a minister.
Yeah, that's and
let's move into abject poverty.
Absolutely, yeah. And Yeah, it was
sat in his
again
garden
just a
bar.
real sense that this was for me, and that was quite interesting for me because obviously, I mean, people make this joke about, oh, you're the Baptist bishop, you know, you're the regional minister, but for me, taking that step, you're laughing, you know, said, oh, about giving up, but it was a real, very clear step. I was on a career ladder. I was ambitious. I was doing really well. I was, you know, quite a senior for. I mean, looking back now, I was 25, and I was, you know, running a department and managing all this procurement and stuff. And, you know, so for me, it was a massive moment to say I'm leaving that life behind. And I found it really hard to then apply for this job, if I'm honest, because to me, it was going back on that commitment that I'm not going to be ambitious. I'm not going to try and climb the ladder, so to speak. And I know it's a bit different, but it was actually a member of the church at the time. She just said to me, if you know you've outgrown this place and you need to do what you do on a broader scale. I mean,
no one's ever said that to me.
It's a very polite way of saying, "Would you leave,
This place
please?"
is-
Yeah,
Would you
you've
go?
outgrown this place. Yeah,
People keep saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
we've outgrown him."
but
Just leave.
yeah, it was, and I've loved
Most
it. I mean,
people
you know,
leave me.
to be, it's very weird for a Baptist minister to be sort of living 3 streets away from where you grew up. But yeah, it's. I've always kind of lived a life that I'm quite a passive person in many respects. In that you know, my instinct is always whatever's in front of me is that's life. You don't argue. You don't. As Jurgen Klopp always says, just play the team in front of you. And so for me, you know, we use these phrases like calling, but it was a real sense of just this is the natural thing for me to do.
Very good.
Yeah, the producers left.
Jack, don't
Jack, don't just walk
You
out.
have to wait for a bit.
I'm pouring my heart out
Go
here,
on, in
Jack.
a bit. In a bit.
Where's he going?
Yeah.
He was trying to go to the toilet.
I think yeah. All that talk about massages, he needs to go to the loo.
So
yeah.
So how have you found, you know, this regional role now?
Yeah.
I think the question I want to ask is how's the church doing? Like, because I think some people's perception of church is it's dying, it's going to be a done thing, give it, you know, 30, 40, 50 years, you know. What sense do you get for the church? Obviously in the northwest.
I mean, the church, there are places where the church is struggling. There are situations where, in all honesty, something is dying. And that's, I'm not sure the church is dying, but I think a particular way of doing church is dying. But I'm also seeing huge growth. I mean, I was preaching at a church 2 months ago, Nigerian-led, amazing guy, Philip Ayola.
He won't be watching this.
He won't be watching this.
Not a
He's in
chance.
America.
Yeah.
But you know, I can remember meeting with them, 20 people. Two. That church got down to 2.
Wow.
2 elderly women. And they came to see me and they said, Phil, you know, there's 2 of us left. You can't do church. I mean, what are you going to do? I'll play the piano and you sing to me. You know, so they said, what do we do? And it was weird because all the logic said, stop. And yet we all said, somehow or other, we believe this should carry on. And then this group of Nigerians met them. And that church has grown to, they absolutely packed out one of the main venues at the Adelphi for their 20th anniversary. I was preaching probably to 700 people.
Yeah, and I talked to him and he said there's about 800.
700 to 800 people that morning. So, you know, the church is changing. Some of this every week, I'm meeting people whose lives are being changed. I'm seeing amazing, like some of the stuff you guys are doing at Emmanuel. You know, we can laugh and joke about it, but the way you've transformed that building, some of the people who I've met when I've been on campus in your place, and that's what gives me hope.
I like that.
Campus, your campus. Yeah, that's the
main campus.
The in word. Yeah, that's the in word for church. But I, and that's to me what matters is people's lives are being changed. And I think one of the things that we often call ourselves evangelicals. And I think one of the things we've learned over the last 20 years is to kind of fuse that, if you like, that spiritual narrative of faith with a sense of responsibility for our communities. And so years ago, you wouldn't see a church like Emmanuel or a church like the one I'm part of sort of running the kind of projects, the food projects, the community projects that we would run today. And I think that's what I encourages me, because we're doing that, but we haven't lost sight of that core message that makes us do it. So yeah, a lot of our buildings, you know, they were too big anyway. They're looking pretty shabby. We're struggling to keep them in one piece. Some of our congregations are closing because we've got too many. I mean, you know, there are much more churches in the Northwest than there are McDonald's.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Wow.
and that's the thing we forget. You know, for every McDonald's, there's at least 3, and not Baptist churches. There are more Baptist churches than there are Marks and Spencers. There are more Baptists than there are police officers in the Greater Manchester and Merseyside police forces put together.
Really?
So, you know,
We should hit the streets.
yeah. And that's what we forget.
We'll sort this place out.
That is what we forget. That actually, you know, there's a lot of us, and we need to. And I think we need to find that confidence again. Our confidence to be a people of hope and a people of faith and a people with a message that's worth sharing.
And I think that's what you talked about. Church has got to change, and maybe I feel like Christians, we're always like the last people to change, you know, culture wise. Like we're trying to forever playing catch up with what the culture is doing. We're always doing like the dodgy Audi version, you know, like 5 years later.
What, like the photograph frames for innovation? Hey, that type of thing.
We're not letting that one go.
No, we're not letting that one go at all. Carry on.
But if that sense that, you know, that knowing Jesus changes lives, having that experience of faith in God changes lives, but maybe some of the stuff we package it in that maybe made sense at the time, or context, you know, the context at the time was right, but maybe we've not changed enough. Because, you know, my experience is, if people hear about God, if they hear about faith explained in a relevant way to them, in a way they can, you know, they can wrap their minds around, people respond to it. People find it to be exactly what it is, which is life-changing.
Yeah, and I think we've, you know, the thing I think we've always got to say is that we are in the business of faith. You know, the church makes mistakes. The church messes up. There will be a lot of people who are scarred by their experiences of church. And what I would say is, remember that, you know, every brand, I know we're talking about God's not exactly a brand, but, you know, every organization has its examples of failure. It doesn't mean that the core purpose of that organization is wrong. And I would say, you know, even to people who maybe have had a difficult experience of faith, we've messed it up, we've not got it right, then don't lose out. Don't let our mistakes cause you to lose out on the hope and the faith that is there for you, because that's what matters. The church, you know, in the beginning, God made heaven and earth, not the church. You know, Jesus said, you know, for God so it did, yeah. For God loved the world, not the church. And so, you know, if we make a mess of sharing God's love, don't assume that God's love isn't there.
Love it.
Yeah, fab.
And that's what, again, what we're finding in our community, aren't we? Just that people are open and receptive. People who have maybe had bad experiences of church, maybe when they were kids, or being forced to go, or, you know, they've grown up in a
condemned way,
in a sense. And they've
condemnation rather than hope.
Yeah, but people a lot of people seem to carry this sense of condemnation that if there is a God, then I'm in trouble.
I'm in big trouble.
I'm in big trouble. So it's actually, you know, better news for them to believe there isn't a God, because you know, but as you start to chat to people and they experience something of like what we would call the gospel, which is good news, you can see that they realize, oh, these people don't believe in the God that I believed in either. You know, there's something new, there's something different here, which is life-giving and life-changing.
Yeah.
And I think as well, I think sometimes we need to trust God to be better at this than we are. Because I think one of the things, and this is something that's really on my heart at the moment, and I'm actually doing some research into it,
is this the next book, Phil?
It could be, yeah, it could be, or the book after, because I'm working on the next book now. But it is to say, actually, come and share your story. The church is very good at telling everybody its story. And something I'm trying to encourage is, look, you come and tell us your story, because actually maybe God's already been in that story. And I think that's one of the big mistakes we've made historically is this is how it works. This is what we're about. And, you take it on our terms. And I think I've learned to actually say, no, you tell me what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
You tell me why you're here. You tell me, even if you're angry, why are you angry? Give people the space to tell their story, and then maybe say, well, maybe God's in that. And I learned that from an amazing guy called Keith, and he not Keith Parr.
No,
not Keith Parr.
Not Keith Parr. Can't learn much off Keith.
I'm glad you said that, because I couldn't possibly comment. But now this guy, he was great. I knew this guy, sort of typical hanger-on, if you like, in church. We used to run a couple of community projects, and Keith used to turn up, and he'd often have a natter with me in the car park, and we just typical southerner, moaning about life and everything. And he was
typical southerner.
and I got to know him quite well. And then one Sunday morning, I come out to take the service at the church, and there's Keith sitting on the front row in his suit, in his D-mob suit, and you won't know what they are, Alan, but someone will explain. And
Tom won't.
I don't even know what D-mob suit is.
I know.
38.
Tom, yeah. Your little boy doesn't wear a suit. He's never mind a D-mob suit.
Doesn't know what an iron is looking at that shirt.
I can't see the crinkles on camera.
You can't see the crinkles. What kind of a Tom word is that? Creases. No,
creases,
crinkle.
sorry.
I've got crinkles.
Quinkles.
I have never heard anybody describe the creases on their clothes as crinkle. It sounds like a breakfast cereal.
Getting beaten up by the Northerners here.
All your daily
Southerners.
goodness with vitamin K. Crinkles.
All right.
Where was I? So Tom turns up. No, Keith. And he turns up,
Tom,
and I'm
I
looking
didn't
at this guy. I'm looking at this guy, and it suddenly dawns me halfway through the service that he's never been to our church before. He's
always been outside.
He's always just, in the week. I've always talked to him in the week. And he's there in the front row of the church. And he suddenly twigs that I've twigged that he's there and he's not usually there. And he's looking at me and I'm looking at him. I don't know what I preached about, because I'm just thinking, what are you doing here? And he calls me at the end and says, Phil, he says, I bet you wonder why I'm here, don't you?
Is he from Wales?
Can I just say, I find that really offensive when you do my accent. That is
that was Keith's. That wasn't your accent. No, it wasn't. Hello, Phil. I'm from Surrey. Now this is my boy Keith. And Keith says to me, he says, bet you wonder why I'm here. And he says, I'll tell you what.
Was it Ray Winston?
Yeah, he was. He used to talk just like
Bet responsibly.
Bet responsibly. He says, bet responsibly, Phil. And he says, I bet you wonder why I'm here, don't you? He said, my missus, she's doing my head in. He said, she's doing my head in on Wednesday night, and I really lost it with her. And I went down a Legion, because he's going down a Legion. I always go down a Legion. I went down a Legion, he said, and I'm sitting there with a pint, he said. And he said, I'm stood there, he said, and I suddenly felt...
You've got to stop this accent, Phil. You're killing me.
I'm killing you. I'm killing you. I'm killing you.
Sorry.
He says, I suddenly felt this incredible peace. He said, I did something I've never done in my life. He said, I went home and I apologized. I apologized to my wife for being so off with her. He said, and I went to bed and I woke up the next morning and I still felt a peace. And I woke up on Friday and I still felt a peace. And I was thinking about you. And I thought, I think I must have become a Christian.
Wow. And
he said, so I got up on Saturday and I still felt like this. And I thought, I must still be a Christian. So he says,
I'll go and see Phil fix it.
So he says, I got up this morning and I thought, oh, it's Sunday. I think I'm a Christian. I better go to church. That's why I'm here.
No.
And I'm about to go to him. Nah, Keith, you can't do that. That's not how you become a Christian. You've got to wait until I preach a blinder. And when I preach a blinder, then you come forward and I'll tell you. And I suddenly realized, God can do this without me.
Wow.
And it's an amazing story. But it's one of those things where, and that's what I want to be. That's the kind of church I want to be. A church where you can come. Okay, Keith's was one of those blinding moments, but for many other people, it may just be something they feel, something that's bothering them, something that they're thinking differently. And let's be a church where people can come and share their story rather than have our story rammed down their throat.
Love it.
Yeah.
So good. Let's see what the comments are coming in. Laura's saying, yeah, it's apparently it is creases, it's not crinkles.
And Laura, he's in trouble now because Nougat Laura, who's had a bad upbringing.
That's it. She's years of abuse.
All them broken arms, Laura.
Yeah, here we go. Tal.
Alan Finnegan's responsible for her career.
I am.
I
don't
don't.
know
We
what
still
she
haven't got
does.
to the bottom of what career she did.
My
You're
daughter-
not pinning that one on me. I get blamed for everything.
What does Laura do?
She
You've
got
got
to
to
the
tell us now.
finals of Young Comedian of the Year because Alan introduced her to his mate Sam, and she went on Sam's course and learned to be a comedian.
I love that you get thought she's become a comedian.
Yeah.
That she was inspired by Alan or something like that. But no, Alan introduced her to a proper comedian.
Proper comedian, yeah.
She went, oh, I want to be like him.
I want to be like Sam.
Yeah, come on.
Tal
comedian, yeah.
says, I think church years ago felt like it was closed off for only the perfect people, but people like me realized I've realized God wants the people who aren't perfect.
Ace.
And like you say, it's life changing. Very good. Yes, Mike's saying is Phil auditioning for EastEnders.
Get out of my pub.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. All right, we're going to play a game. Is Tom Hardy in the building? No, he's not. I know it's confusing. Okay, amen. People loving that. Great story, Phil.
Yeah.
Bad Cockney accent there.
We can't have everything.
Very good. So we've got a new game and we need some help from our people at home tonight watching. So what we're going to do is play a game of Linky.
Linky.
Have you ever played Linky
I've
before?
never played Linky,
Right.
no.
I'm going to explain the rules. I'm actually thinking you two are going against each other and the people at home.
What against each other?
Everyone's against it. So the people at home are a team.
Everyone's
Jack
against
playing
us.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack, you can play.
All right.
Okay, yeah. And
So he still wants to go to loo, doesn't he?
he does
Have you
nice.
been yet? He's the youngest person here. He's the first one to go for a
I know.
toilet break.
Hold your bladder.
Yeah, come on.
And
Oh,
so,
that's-
and so, the game works like this. There's 4 questions that I ask you. So let me take one at random, for instance. So, that's not a good one.
Oh yeah. Let me take one at random. Except I'll choose. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So, what American city is known as the Windy City?
Chicago.
Chicago. So remember the answers. Because
Right,
you're looking
yeah.
for the link between the answers.
Oh, you don't
Right.
shout the answer.
Don't
out then.
shout the
No,
answer
no,
out.
just say
You've just
Chicago.
embarrassed yourself, but it is
All right.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Which European country is recognized as the birthplace of democracy? Phil?
Rome.
No, Greece.
Greece.
So you've got Chicago, you've got Greece. What could the link be?
Yeah, I thought I was
Musicals.
Musicals.
All right.
So that is the answer.
You told me I wasn't supposed to say. Okay.
No, you
No,
gotta
no,
get
but-
the link.
so
when
when
you
you're-
say Linky,
Linky.
So when you're ready for you say
you think you've got
Linky.
it.
Linky.
So the people at home are about 30 seconds behind you on the
Gives us a
delay.
chance.
So it gives you a chance.
Okay.
So in on the comments, you can write the answers to the 4 questions, and as a team, you can try and come up with the link.
Or you
So-
could text me the answer if you've got it.
He's
If
got
you
the
can.
comments in front of him though.
I brought my phone
yeah,
and
but it's,
everything.
it's delayed, isn't it? It's
That's
delayed, so it's
okay.
fine.
Still
I've got my
gonna see.
specs on.
So I'll ask the questions. When you think you've got the link, you say Linky. You can jump in at any point, Phil.
Linky.
You can say, yeah, go on. What is it?
Linky.
You don't know, do you? Can I
Dogs.
ask the question? So if jump in at any point, Linky, and then
Go on then, what is it?
okay, here we go. Let's try this.
You just said Linky.
Who did Chelsea buy in 2011 for £50 million? Keep the answer to yourself. Remember it's the link, Phil. We're looking for. So that's question 1. You won't get the link from question 1 because there's nothing to link to.
Do you hear the drums?
Question 2. ... .. spells out which word. If you know it, shout out the link. Next question. Name Britain's busiest train station.
I've got all the answers, but I can't work out what
Okay.
the link is. Oh, yes. ABBA. Oh, Linky.
Yeah, you got to say
Linky.
Linky first,
it
sadly.
is.
Yeah, Linky.
Okay.
So, Fernando Torres. So, have you heard the drums, Fernando?
Yeah.
SOS. And
Okay.
then Waterloo, finally facing my
Yeah.
Waterloo.
So what's the link? I didn't.
ABBA songs.
ABBA songs. There
I
we
said
go.
ABBA before I
He's
said
got the
Linky.
point. Very good.
I've got that one. Oh, thank you. There's people cheering in the background.
Alan, you're a bit slow on that one.
Just a bit slow, John.
That's very good.
Should we try another one?
Well
It's a
done,
good
Tom.
game,
Did
that,
you
isn't
make
it?
this?
I made this game up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, lad.
Finnegan's Linky, we're calling it.
Finnegan's Linky.
Okay, right. Ray
Okay.
said ABBA as well. Ray was there. Okay,
I'm going to sing Abba Father. No,
ABBA.
no, no.
They must be a little
These
bit
are all
behind because
links
they're
into
flying in
great
now.
worship songs now. We could do Abba Father, let me know him.
Here we go. Are you ready at home? You've
See
got
the
to
way
be quick.
that died. The look Tom gave me there.
The Earth's core is made up of an alloy of nickel and which other metal? Look at that face. Name the current Rolling Stones guitarist, the rhythm guitarist.
How much this wrote?
Yeah.
Have you got either of the answers?
No.
What is the common term for a receptacle used for storing tea? You like tea in Liverpool?
Linky.
Yes.
Golf.
Oh.
Yes. 2-0 to Phil.
Golf. Yeah, you got.
Because the
your old
first
caddy.
answer was
I can't remember what the first question was now. Oh,
the Earth's core is made
Iron.
up of iron.
iron. Yeah.
Name the current Rolling Stones
I didn't
rhythm
get that one
guitarist.
at all.
Ronnie
Yeah.
Oh, Ronnie Woods.
Woods.
Yeah, and then
T. Caddy. Kermit
T.
sang "It's Not Easy Being
I wouldn't know that one.
Kermit sang.
Green." Frog.
Green.
How would
Oh,
frog
green.
link to golf?
Can I just work out which? Oh, but this is an interesting question. In the
Got-
third question,
Yeah.
is it T or is it Caddy that was the golf connection?
Could have been either.
Could have been
It was
either.
Caddy.
So that's
It was both, Phil.
both and
That's how this game. It's just
all right. Yeah,
wheels within wheels.
wheels within wheels.
Okay, you were right, Cammy. It was golf, not yeah.
And-
Tao's just commented, Allan's gone.
Other
Yeah.
Volkswagen cars are
This is a
available.
rubbish game.
Last one. Well done, Cammy. I knew you'd get that, mate. Right, last one. Okay.
Rubbish game. I've got dyslexia. I should get an extra half hour. I used to get extensions on my essays.
Yeah, but you're not writing it down. You're just
Yeah.
saying it.
Thank you, Phil.
You shut up.
Okay.
Come on.
Tom's got extensions on his toes. Go on. Carry
Yes.
on.
Tom's got fingers on his feet.
Fingers.
All right.
Fingers on
Tom's
his feet.
fingers, feet.
Yeah, fingers,
Finger,
feet.
feet.
Finger. Actually, I've looked at his Facebook. They're not that bad.
It's a massive.
There's big pictures of you all over his
My,
face. That's
I've
what
got
worries
little
me.
Barney Rubble stubble ones.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, well, if we put your toes and my toes together, we'd get a
You'll be-
normal person's
you'll-
toes.
you'll- twice as
Let's
big.
not go
Yeah.
there.
Twice the man.
Man. That's not what the masseur said.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Okay, here we go. You ready for this one?
Yeah, only up.
Phil, you've got two.
Get,
I've
knock
got
me out
two,
of
yeah.
this game.
How many has Allan got?
Well, Allan was helping me. He's in my
I
team.
was helping.
We're a team.
No, you're not
Yeah.
a team.
We're a team.
You're not a
team.
team. You're
That's
not-
what
this
it's-
is man eat man.
That's one of the marks of ministry, Tom, to work in a team.
Man eat man.
Dog eat dog.
Dog eat
Man
dog.
eat man.
Mad eat man.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
get me
I've
home.
got the Baptist marks of
I've
ministry.
really.
You haven't even got through your nams yet.
Here we go.
Yeah, I won't get that one. Team player. No.
Are you ready? Are you ready at home,
Are
please?
you
Come on.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Come on.
England's penalty missing players featured an advert for which pizza chain in 1996? Keep the answer to yourself. We're looking for the link.
We're looking for the link.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
that one. It's a football one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gareth Southgate with the bag on his head.
What name is given to a piece of music played by one instrument? Help him out at home. Here we go. Don't help Allan with this one. Okay, this next question, Phil.
Okay.
Don't help him with him. The four Gospels were written by Matthew, Mark, and John. It's not a clue. Honestly, not a clue. Can't blame that on dyslexia.
Oh, I know it. Oh, Linky. Linky.
Wait for it. Drum roll, please.
Linky.
Linky.
Star Wars.
The answer is Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yes.
Is that a film?
Yeah.
Oh, Luke Skywalker. So it's Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker.
What was the other channel?
Solo.
Oh, Solo.
No, it's Pizza Hut, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pizza Hut.
What was oh,
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba
Jabba
the
the
Hutt.
Hutt.
What was the Matthew, Mark?
Oh, that's not a song. Excuse me, it's a concerto.
Chewbacca and John.
No.
Solo.
Sorry, no. A piece of music
Solo.
played by one instrument is a concerto.
Oh, short
Not a
solo.
solo.
It's
Concerto.
solo.
No, you can have music. I have a concerto. No, that's not fair. I was put off there by
Okay.
inappropriate musical terms.
2-1. So
2-1.
you still won, Phil.
Hey, we've
Yeah.
got 4, you said.
There's
one left.
we do one more?
We got the time.
Yeah, we didn't get the first one.
We got one more. Cammy, you're all over this. Star Wars, very good.
Doing one more.
One
One
more.
more.
Okay. all
One
right.
more. Give
One
me a
more.
chance.
Well
to
done,
Give it
Alan.
a chance.
Yeah.
But that's
okay.
proper questions this time.
That
Don't
was
be,
This last question.
don't be replacing solos. We can share those.
This last
Okay, go
question
on.
is worth double points. Double money.
Double your money.
Double your money time.
Double bubble.
What you win?
Um,
I'm not getting one of them naff drink
Beer
mats with
mat.
your faces on my that's
A nugget.
off your face nugget.
You can have a nugget.
Okay,
I,
you
I
ready?
only like nougat.
Here we go. Name the main protagonist. Doesn't know what that means.
Spell protagonist. That'll
In
put him on.
Life on Mars,
Oh, my
TV program.
life.
Ashes to Ashes. Is it Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes?
Oh,
We're going to
Dave-
need your help at home for
David
this one.
Bowie.
Gene something. Gene something.
Genie. It must be David Bowie. Linky.
Are you joking?
What, David Bowie? Ashes to Ashes.
Oh no, you're in. You're
Life
serious.
on Mars. And Genie.
It's wrong.
Yeah, you're out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So
you're out.
Alan's playing. If Alan can get
I
this,
did that
no
to
one
help
help
you,
him.
Alan. I did that to help you.
This is for the win. Then, if you can get this,
Oof.
people at home could beat you. Okay. Which performer is behind the comic characters Borat and Bruno? Now we're hitting your level.
Ah.
Do you know
Hang
his
on.
name though?
Yeah.
Okay. To where did Cinderella desperately want to go? Where does she want to go, Cinderella?
Yeah. No, I know it.
Yeah.
I know them last
Confident.
two. The first one I'm not sure of.
Name the English artist in who.
He's not going to get this.
Name the English artist who in 2007 exhibited a diamond-covered skull. We need your help at home for this one. Let's see if someone can get it at home. The answers are pouring in.
Oh, I know it. I know
Wait,
it.
wait, wait,
I know
wait.
it. No, I know it. Linky.
Go on.
England World Cup winning team.
Yay! Well done! Phil lost.
Phil
after all
lost.
that.
Lost. Oh, it's because
Sorry,
you
Phil.
changed the rules. That's fine, Tom.
Oh, that's all right, mate.
Don't
So it
worry.
was name the main protagonist
I
was
didn't know that
Hunt.
one.
Hunt.
Didn't know
yeah.
that one.
Which performer? Sasha Baron
Baron
Cohen.
Cohen, yeah.
Who was the
Cohen.
footballer? What was his name?
Someone Cohen.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. True. Where did Cinderella want to go?
The ball.
Ball, Alan
ball,
Ball.
Alan
Alan
Ball.
Ball. Hello, my
And the
name's
English
Alan Ball.
artist?
It was the Hearst.
Damien
Damien
Hirst.
Hirst.
Yeah, Jeff Hurst.
Jeff Hurst.
That's not fair because you spell Damien Hirst differently to how you spell Jeff Hurst.
I can't spell. Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. So that was a dyslexic advantaged question.
Alan's undefeated then.
Yay!
Can anyone beat
Can
Alan?
anyone beat me? Yay. I like
Right.
this game. It's a good game this time.
We're coming towards the end of our
We
time
are.
together, Phil.
We're getting here.
Oh, no.
But I thought,
Have I told you about my book?
don't worry, we
Oh,
get
we'll
to that,
your
mate.
book. Don't worry.
We'll tell you when
You'll be
we're
able
off
to put it
air.
front and camera.
When we're off air.
So basically, I don't know if you're aware of this, Phil. You probably are because we've
Yeah.
met several times. I'm a man of quite a lot of wisdom.
Hmm.
And I've
You-
shared.
There's Solomon
You've
and
hid,
then Tom.
you've hidden that well, Tom. Well,
And
yeah, carry
so
on. Yeah.
basically,
Solomon, then Tom.
weekly,
Tom's top tips.
I do Tom's top
It's
tips.
Tom's
Oh,
top
I've heard about
tips.
this and Finnegan's
Alan's
Well,
awful.
if Alan-
Alan's
advice.
awful advice. That's right. Yes.
Awful
yeah.
advice.
They've gotten on today.
Advice you should ignore.
and so basically, I thought it might be prescient.
Prescient.
Prescient. Oh, yes.
Prescient.
Prescient.
Just showing off my.
Oh, shut up.
Nougat.
Prescient.
I
Nou-
thought it might
nougat.
be timely.
That's
Nougat
better.
words.
I thought it might be timely for me to dispense some wisdom about finding a job. This isn't aimed at anyone particularly in the room, but
No. Yeah.
I thought it might come in handy.
Go on then.
So I've gone with Tom's top tip. This would be good for you, Alan.
Have anyone got any recommendations for the job for me while we're at it? Just write them in.
Just
You
right.
know
If,
of any
if
jobs
you can think of a job that Alan would be good
that I
at,
could do, any job.
Comedian and Baptist minister are out
Yeah.
for the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there
he's
you go.
tried them.
Yeah. Bricklaying.
Basically,
It's on his bricklaying.
Yeah. I mean, roof's leaking.
I didn't do your roof.
are you going to fix his roof though?
Probably.
Yeah. We actually finished it. Alan built my study. We finished it while we were singing Abide with Me at the beginning of the cup final.
We were busy, yeah.
Here we go.
Go on.
So my advice, Tom's top tips for
Tom's top
finding a
tips.
job. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door.
I'm not a very good joiner.
You could build. You could build a door. You could build a door. You could build doors. Joiner. That's what you could do.
Build doors.
Fit doors.
No.
Can
It
you,
should have been fit a door, shouldn't it? Not build a door.
can you not build a door?
I can't build a door, no.
Some wood trees, isn't it? Is that wood?
Some of them are plastic.
Grow cardboard.
I don't fit those ones. I only want quality ones. That's your problem.
Is that it?
You are a plastic door in a wooden world.
It's Tom.
There's
Have
other
you got
words.
anything else?
Yeah, there's other words for this, Tom. And top tip isn't the first one that comes to mind. But
Anything else, like?
Tom's terrible toes.
yeah, Tom's terrible toe.
Like,
Tom's
what is
terrible
it?
tip.
Here we go. Here's what people are saying. You
the
could
question
be.
isn't.
What?
Who is going to?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Do you want another one?
Yeah, go on.
I
give us
threw.
another
Well,
one.
I did. I improvised the wood one
And
and
I
the
did like
plastic
that one.
one.
That's better. That's better than you've said for months.
Or the question isn't who is going to let me. It's who is going to stop me.
Probably that door that I built. It's probably locked.
Yeah, the doors you put on our conservatory, I can't get open.
I didn't build you conservatory.
That's the point. Yeah, it was
I
supposed to be
guess-
built, not put up.
I guess ultimately people are going to stop you as the NWBA regional team when they discipline. They're
What?
going to stop you, aren't they?
They're going to stop me.
Who's going to
eventually.
stop you?
Yeah, the NWBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Conduct unbecoming.
Well, there's a few suggestions.
Oh, is there?
Granddad, that's your new job.
Is that my new job? I don't mind that one.
Maybe a
he's got
granddad.
that one, yeah.
Beer
Granddad.
tester.
Beer tester. Sounds all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
He's saying, someone saying my new job could
I'm
be,
opening a brewery.
I believe so, yeah.
someone saying my new job could be nursing Allan.
Your new job.
Yeah.
Who said that, Sal?
Yeah,
No.
Tom's his key worker already.
Peter Collins said that. Grim Reaper. could do that.
You're making these up now.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Who said that?
Here we go. Steve Hewitt said Alan's next job, NWBA regional minister.
I love it.
As
Yeah,
Phil gets sacked
That's
tonight.
right.
yeah
very
one of us
good.
is getting sacked
Yeah,
tonight, and it's
very
not
good.
you two. Yeah.
Meter maid. Carpenter,
Meter maid.
like Joseph.
Who said that?
They make doors.
Yeah.
Emergency call handler. Well, can you imagine you on a 999 call?
Well.
Can you imagine you?
How'd you spell that, mate? Hang on. Breathe. How'd you spell Tony?
I can't even hear you.
Ah, forget it. 2 minutes.
Could you move the body down to a street I can spell?
Yeah, if you can crawl to the bombed out church, I'll send someone to help.
Get the bombs out, cheers, lads. You'll be laughing.
Okay, very good. Right, well, we'll come to that time of the
Right,
night,
it is.
believe it or not,
We're getting there,
where
aren't
basically, Phil,
Yeah.
we've got a members list here,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you've got the opportunity now to become a member of Finnegan's. If you tell a story,
I've got to tell a story.
don't touch
yeah.
me again,
What's going on?
because my fingers are so
It
big.
is. Don't know what to tell you what you're doing with your toes.
So,
Yeah.
if you tell a good story,
Yeah.
could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Get him on the wall, lad.
Get you on the wall,
Okay.
and you'll be up there. You can come here whenever you want. You
Yeah.
only live up the road.
Honorary
do, yeah.
member of Finnegan's Bar, then.
Honorary member of it, so I
Yeah.
can come whenever I like.
Anytime,
That's
day and
marvellous.
night.
Even
Like
if
the
you're
fella
not
for
in.
the bread.
Yep,
you
that's
know.
great.
Sadly, if
Yeah.
you tell a story, it's a stinker.
Yeah.
Okay.
People aren't impressed.
Okay.
Examples of that: someone said they volunteered for the police one. That didn't go down well.
He
Yeah, he nearly
got
got back,
barred.
He still
yeah.
got in.
Yeah.
No
but
one's ever been barred yet.
no one's ever been barred. But if you
There's
tell
no
us,
pressure.
if you tell a bad
Yeah.
story,
You're barred, lad.
You're
then you're
barred.
barred.
Right.
You're barred, lad.
Um,
And then I can't speak to you again.
No, we'll have to just
Basically,
shun you.
we wouldn't acknowledge your authority. So you could say to us, "You're fired." We just go,
Who,
"Don't even know.
who said
Who
that?
are you?
Who
Yeah.
said that?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? I'm Ray Winston.
I don't want to bet, Ray. I don't want to bet."
Bet responsibly. Yeah.
So we'll hand over to you, Phil.
Okay, well, I mean, the story that came to mind, which is a story, since my daughter's in, and she's telling a story about herself in a swimming pool, is when her younger brother, who is a YouTuber, and you can watch his stream if you want, but when he just come out of
MX, well,
MKX jump,
MKX jump.
yeah.
He's got a couple more
He
watches.
does
than us,
what
doesn't
you
he?
do.
Yeah.
He does just what you did, but he does it properly.
Oh.
And
Oh, where's that button? I'm bored already.
Does this chair tip over if I don't? So yeah, so my son Mark, he's sort of got to that life stage where he just got out of nappies and stuff, and we'd gone swimming in I think probably the same caravan park swimming pool that Laura talked about
you
earlier.
abused all your kids.
And so I sort of yeah, and I said to him, now listen, son, don't forget, if you need a wee, you must get out the pool, okay? Don't forget, don't wee in the pool. If you need a wee, you've got to get out the pool. So off we went, had a lovely time. We're all swimming away, and suddenly I'm down at one end of the pool, and my daughter Laura's going, Dad, look, Mark, go and get. And our Mark was standing on the side of the pool with his trunks down, weeing into the pool because I'd said, if you need a wee, make sure you get out the
He's going
pool.
to love you now. What's his name? MS. MKX. Jump.
So that's. I wasn't going to tell that story, but as soon as Laura brought up swimming pools and kids, I thought,
Wow.
I'm going to throw that
Are
one
you
in.
barred out of this caravan park?
No, but Mark is.
Wow.
Wow. Short
I mean,
story.
that's a short
Is that
story,
odd?
but
Oh,
it's a good one. It's a good one. All right. Let us know at home. Is he barred, or can he go on the wall? Throw your comments up. Let's have a little look what people are saying. Miriam saying, I don't want him on the wall if he's going to fire you and Tom. That's kind.
Well done, Miriam.
I
don't think Miriam's ever asked anyone to be barred before, has she?
Laura said, brilliant story.
Dad.
Yeah.
Please don't break my arms.
Yeah.
Please don't break my arms.
Don't hit me again.
No, it's call help.
She'd have to ring.
Very good.
She'd have to ring herself.
All right. Well, here
I'm
we
not allowed
go.
to tell you what she does for a living, but she'd have to ring herself.
Anne said, keep him.
Oh, that's nice. I
Keep-
like Anne.
Get him on. Keep him like a stray cat. That's no, keep him. Get on the wall. Okay, on the wall. Here we go. On the wall. Ban the boss. Never a good look when you're creeping. Yeah, we're not going to ban the boss, I don't think. He's on the wall, everyone.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
Yeah, let's get him.
Get him on the wall, lad.
How do I, Phil? What do you prefer to be
Just put
referred to? Bishop,
Phil.
the Bish.
Phil. No, just Phil. Yeah.
Phil.
Nice gap
Yeah.
there.
Here we
Nice
go.
cap there. P. Yeah, make sure Finnegan doesn't write it.
Everywhere we go, right? Like
Yeah.
honestly, I'm not
Yeah.
messing now. We went into the podcast in somewhere, we were booking the hall to do it in. We go up to snooker hall to play pool, and everywhere he go, he sends him and he goes, yeah, what's your name? And he goes, Tom Brown.
That's not what I say. I say Tom
He
Grant.
says Tom Grant, and
Yeah.
everyone goes,
Tom
Brown.
Yeah.
And he thinks I've been round everywhere we go before he gets there and tells them.
I'm fuming.
You're fuming.
He's on the wall. He's on the
He's
wall.
on the
I'm
wall.
on the
He'll
wall.
be
He was
back
on Nugget of
again.
the week.
Yeah.
He was
Nugget
on-
of
did
the
we say
week.
Laura?
Laura
Did we say
jump.
Laura? We'll give her dad's 10.
We're not posting them to London.
No.
But
no.
we'll give them to your dad.
Your
Just
dad,
as
your
well, 'cause
dad
he
can
doesn't
give
live
you
in
them.
London.
Oh, she
Where
lives
does
in the
she live?
Midlands
She lives in
somewhere.
Oh,
Wolverhampton.
I'm not going there. either.
Bilston.
Don't do accents again, Phil.
Bilston.
This-
I'm not gonna-
You'll get us all
It's
sacked.
harsh.
Phil,
Yeah.
Phil,
Yeah.
show us
Well,
your
show
book.
us your
show
book.
us my
Show
book.
us your
Oh,
book.
Tell us a little bit about this.
I
Go on,
don't
hold it
really
up.
want to say.
Hold it
Okay,
up.
it's
You
Go
didn't
on.
want to say, oh, well, let's
okay. No,
leave
this
it.
is this is
Sorry, that's all we've got time for. Sorry.
That's
No,
great,
go on.
yeah.
Show us your book.
Okay, so this is about. I mean, basically through lockdown, everybody had a project.
Yeah.
Over the years, one of my real passions is helping people live their faith through their jobs. And again, kind of what
Alan's not got a job anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And we came up with sort of again said if you're going to be a Christian at work, you've got to be someone people want to work with. You've got to have an attitude. So this is a book of prayers.
Okay.
That sort of over lockdown, all the prayers I've ever written or over the years went into this book called Love Work, and it's a different kind of commandment for each day. You can also follow Love Work on Twitter, and so if you're interested in that, it's something you can.
So you didn't
use.
write it over lockdown. You just got your old notes.
Compiled it over.
Compiled
lockdown.
it.
I
like
did write
that.
some of it. I did write some of it
Okay.
during lockdown. I actually wrote 2 books over lockdown, but I'm not going to talk about the other one.
How can they get that then?
You can get it on Amazon, or you can.
They let that on
um,
Amazon, do they?
It's on Amazon. You can download it into your Kindle as
Oh,
well.
very good.
And you can buy it from the ICF website, which is www.icf/online.org.
Did someone already have ICF.com? That's the one they should have got.
I
isn't it?
don't think. It's the international something federation.
Yeah.
But Industrial Christian
Sounds
Fellowship.
enough.
So just Google Phil Jump Love Work.
That'll be a great book.
Just Google Phil Jump Love Work.
Phil Jump loves work.
That's not what the ministers say.
Yeah.
Phil,
Anyway.
you've been a great guest.
Thanks,
Oh,
Phil.
thank you.
And
It's
is
been good
Allan
to come.
fired? Yay or nay? What would you say?
How could I possibly?
You could-
I actually persuaded him to do the job.
We've got you to blame.
Yeah, you have got.
We were
me to
wondering who
blame.
it was.
No, this is absolutely true. One of the very first things I did when I started in this job was I got a phone call from Finnegan, who at the time was the kind of church secretary, I think. Which
I wasn't.
the only dyslexic church secretary.
Can you imagine?
And he said, "Phil, I
You
want
think
you
it's a
to."
mess now?
I want you to come over and I want you to talk to our leaders because we need a minister.
Yeah.
And I spent 2 hours with the ministers and I said at the end of it, I said, I've got some bad news for you.
Shut the
I
church.
said, I said, I've got some good news for you and some bad news for Allan. I said, I do know someone who I am convinced is going to be your minister and he's sitting in the room and it's Allan Finnegan and the rest is history. So yeah, it is.
Stitched
So
me
all
up,
those letters
like
of complaint,
Yeah.
it's my fault.
You've got to take the heat on those,
Yeah,
Phil.
I've got to take the heat, and I do not regret it for a moment.
No, he's all right. isn't he?
Seriously, I
He's
know
all
he's a
right.
clown, but actually,
He's a good minister.
it's one of our
isn't he?
best moments. He is.
So give him another year.
At least one,
6
just
months
another
I've
year. Yeah, 6 months.
6 months I've got. It's on my next liver scan.
Yeah. And just in case there's any Baptist purists out there, you're
Go on.
absolutely right. I can't fire him anyway. Only his
That's
church
it.
can.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, you should have told us sooner.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have invited me in. You wouldn't
You've
have let
never
me come
told
on the
us this.
show.
He can't fire no one.
No, I can't fire. I can only fire myself.
Oh, very good. Well, thank you so much. Phil's been a great guest and he absolutely smashed it out of
It's
the park.
time, gentlemen, please.
It's been good. It's been so good to be back on a Wednesday night. It's great to have you with us. So pleased.
Glenn Marshall next week.
Glenn Marshall.
Shazza
next
the week after.
Shazza the week
Yeah.
after.
Love Island the week after that.
Phil, please, you can fire him for that.
Yeah,
I could fire him for that.
Can't.
Yeah,
That's
grab
how
him.
he said he can't.
He's
No, I
grabbing
can't,
my
yeah.
fingers, my toes. And
Yeah, I can't.
Buymeacoffee.com/Finnegans.
I can remove his accreditations.
Subscribe to
That'll do.
YouTube,
I'll take that.
Facebook, all the Spotify, all them type of things. Give them all a like and a subscribe. And yeah, it doesn't cost you money to subscribe, so just do it. So thanks.
All right, take
Bye.
care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.